Hello, guys. Hello.
Yeah, we are
Yes,
getting it.
yes, please.
Yeah, is the screen visible, guys?
Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
So, hi guys. Good evening. My name is
Good
Shobika.
evening.
So, good evening. It's going to be a very short session. We are going to discuss some interesting vocabs, some interesting idioms, and some very interesting phrasal verbs. So, shall we start?
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, we are good to go.
Okay. Yeah. So here in this vocab session, we are going to see words that are very similar and confusing in nature. Okay. So the first set of words are complacent and complacent. Okay. Complacent means feeling so satisfied with one's own abilities. If I'm so proud of myself and if I'm so satisfied with my own abilities, then it means that I'm a complacent person. Okay. So the voters are too complacent to change the government. So here is a grammar rule, guys. When we use to and to, it generally holds a negative form. It means that the voters are too complacent. That is, they are too happy with the present government that they are not ready to change the government. They just want this government to stay in position. That's what they're saying. So complacent means feeling very satisfied with one's own abilities, and it also has an alternate meaning, smug, smug. A smug also means to be very satisfied with one's own abilities. Okay. The next word is complacent. Complacent means willing to do something to please others. So in order to please others or in order to mollify others, if I'm doing something, then I'm a complacent person. Okay. Earlier, hello guys, am I audible?
Yes,
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 you
yes.
are on.
yeah,
Yeah. Earlier, it was a widespread notion that women are complacent, subservient, and docile. So they're saying this like 100 or 150 years back. Women tend to be very subservient, very soft spoken. So they thought that that is the right way of being. So that's what they're saying. Earlier, it was a widespread notion. Notion means idea that women are complacent, subservient. Subservient means very soft spoken, very calm, and docile. Docile means the same. Like it means to stay very calm and very um, humble in nature and submissive. So that's what it is. So complacent means feeling so satisfied with oneself, and complacent means willing to please others. Okay. So the next set of words is rupture and rapture. Actually, these two are antonyms. Rupture means to explode or to break. Okay, so when something loses control and when something breaks, it's said to rupture. So don't rupture your relationship by exchanging harsh gestures. So gestures is something that you do with your, when you portray your emotions using your hand gestures, then it is called as a gesture. Like when you say something using your hands or
Body
using your eyes or your face, body language, exactly. That is called as a gesture. So rupture means to explode or to break. So don't rupture your relationship by exchanging harsh gestures. So what is a rapture? It's just the opposite of rupture. Extreme pleasure and happiness is called as rapture. So life was rapture when I stayed in the US. So rapture is a noun. So life was rapture when I stayed in the US. So here is a grammar rule, guys. With countries like US, UK, and Netherlands, we always use the article the. Okay. So rupture means to explode or break, and rapture means to be very happy. So the next set of words is illicit and illicit. Illicit means something which is illegal or something that's done against the law. That is called as illicit. We'll say illicit relationships or illicit drugs. So illicit means something that is unconstitutional or against the law. So illicit drugs are banned in many countries. And elicit means to draw out or provoke a response from someone. So say person A and person B are talking, and person A is so inquisitive to gain information or to pry into the other person's affairs, then it means that he is ready to elicit information from him. Elicit means to draw out or to invoke. Okay, so to draw out or provoke or invoke a response from someone, that is called as elicit. He tried to elicit information from me, but I didn't give in. So here, given again is a phrasal verb, which means to yield to something, to surrender to something. So someone is trying to get some information from a person, and he's not willing to yield to that situation or to give in to that situation. Okay, next one is flack. This is also pronounced as flack, and this is also pronounced as flack. Flack is a publicity agent. He's called as a flack. So they hired a PR flag to protect our public image. So they hired an agent. Yeah. Hello? Am I
Yes,
audible?
yes, yes.
You continue.
So, yeah. So, we have the same pronunciation for both the words, okay? Either it's FLACK and FLAK, both means, both have the same pronunciation, but the meanings are different. So flag is a publicity agent. They hired a PR flag to protect our public image. So in order to protect their image, they hired a publicity agent and they succeeded in doing that, okay? Flag also means a strong criticism. When we strongly criticize someone, then we use the word flag. You must be strong enough to take the flag if things go wrong. So at times, we don't go by the rules of the society. We try to maintain our individuality and do things that are true to our conscience. So in those times, we should be brave enough to face criticisms, right? That's what they're saying. You must be strong enough to take the flag if things go wrong. And the spelling here is wrong, guys. So don't mind it for criticism. So yeah, here we go. These are the next set of very interesting words, actually. Prodigious, prodigal, and prodigy. Actually, all three words are different, though they sound similar, they are very different words, okay? So prodigious means enormous, huge, or immense. So when something is very enormous or huge, we say it as prodigious, okay? A prodigious storm hit the village, leaving people homeless. So a huge storm came and hit the village. It's an adjective over here. We use this as an adjective. So a huge storm came and hit the village. That's where we use the word prodigious. Prodigious means something which is huge, okay? Next one is prodigal. Prodigal means being wasteful, extravagant, and spendthrift. When we spend a lot of money and when we waste a lot of resources, then we are being prodigal. A miserly father makes a prodigal son. So when the father is, when the father is being a miser, his son is exactly the opposite. In most cases, we can't generalize anything. So the son tends to spend more money. So that's what they're saying. A miserly father makes a prodigal son. Next word is prodigy. Prodigy means a genius, a young person with exceptional abilities. So one who could perform very well, who is a master at many arts, is called as a prodigy. He's a genius. So she's a chess prodigy and she has never lost a game. So here we go, guys. We have three words. Prodigious means something which is huge or enormous. Prodigal. What is a prodigal? Prodigal means being spendthrift and extravagant, and prodigy means a person with exceptional abilities. So such a person is called as a prodigy. So these were with the vocabs, guys. Next we are moving on to the idioms. We have three very interesting idioms which have the same meaning. Between the devil and the dark blue sea, between Scylla and Charybdis, between a rock and hard place. So all these three idioms are used when we have to choose between two very unpleasant things. So I don't like this, I also don't like this, but I'm given a situation to choose between these two. Then this is called as choosing between the devil and the dark blue sea, or Scylla and Charybdis, or a rock and a hard place. So these are the three idioms, guys. When it's hard to choose between two things, two unpleasant things, but you have to choose. So the next idiom is Dutch uncle. So who's a Dutch uncle? When someone criticizes, scolds, or lectures someone, he's said to be a Dutch uncle. I thought he would approve of my choices, but he ranted on like a Dutch uncle for a whole hour. So someone who lectures people, someone who advises people or criticizes people is called as a Dutch uncle. Okay? This is a very interesting idiom. It takes two to tango. What does it mean? See, there is a problem, okay? There are two people involved in it. So we can't actually say that this person is wrong or that person is wrong. Anybody could be wrong. In fact, both of them could be wrong. Or if there is an argument, if there is a problem, both of them need to solve it together in order to resolve the problem. So this idiom is used in two situations. We can say this idiom in one of the situations where if there is a problem, two people, both the persons involved in it are responsible for it. And the second situation is when we have a situation, we have a problem, but two people should come together for a compromise. So these two situations are where this idiom is used. So the involved two parties need to act cooperatively for an endeavor to succeed. The term is also used when both people in a negative situations are also in a negative situation are also responsible. So the sentence formed using that is, we will never reach an agreement unless we sit down for a discussion. After all, it takes two to tango. So unless we sit and arrive at a conclusion, we can't solve things. It takes two to tango. So they're saying that it takes two to resolve an issue and it takes two for actually causing the problem. That's what they're saying. The next idiom is go great guns. So if someone is going great guns, it means that person is very successful. Okay. So Ram's preparation is going great guns. He scored 90% marks in the entrance examination or something like that. So he worked so hard. So he has turned out to be successful. It could be taken that way. So these were the idiom, guys. So what were the idioms? So we use these three idioms when we have to choose between two unpleasant things, between the devil and the dark blue sea, and Sella and Charybdis, rock in a hard place, when choosing between two unpleasant things. Dutch uncle is used when someone criticizes or lectures someone. It takes two to tango, means it takes two people to resolve an issue, and it takes two people when something is wrong. Two people are held responsible. Go great guns means to be very successful, and that is it for the idioms. The next is the phrasal verbs. So basically, what is the phrasal verb? A phrasal verb is nothing but a verb plus a preposition. That is called as, generally that is called as the phrasal verb. Okay. So here we go. We are forming phrasal verbs using the word hand. Okay. So what are the different phrasal verbs that could be formed using hand? Hand back means to return something. So the police officer checked the license and then handed it back. So hand back means to return something. Down means to pass on to the next generation. So the jewelry has been handed down in my family for generations. Say, for instance, my great 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 grandmother had a jewelry. She had given it to her daughter, and then it came to me. So something that had passed for generations is called as hand down. Okay, handed down. Hand in means to submit something for appraisal, for being evaluated. That is called as hand in. Okay. I handed my homework in late as usual. So here we go. We have hand over here and in over here. So actually, the phrasal verb is split into two and written at different places. Okay. I handed my homework in late as usual. We have to give a break here and read it. Okay. So hand in means to submit a work. Hand on, give to someone else. So we have a task to do. We are unable to do or we don't want to do, so we are giving it to someone else. That is called as hand on. I handed the job on to a colleague. So here we have the first part and here we have the second part. So it's written at distance, guys. So I handed the job on to a colleague. So hand on means to give a job to someone else, and hand out means to distribute something. So the teacher handed out the worksheets to the class. So hand out means to distribute. So we have these many phrasal verbs using hand, guys. So hand back is to return something. Hand down means to pass on to the next generation. Hand in means to submit work for evaluation or appraisal. Hand on, give to someone else, give a task to someone else. Hand out means to distribute. Yeah. So this is it for the session, guys. It was a very short session, actually. I hope you guys liked it.